Welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about all the artwork that I did for my AP Studio Art class in high school since I start college in a week or so. So see this video as maybe you wanted to see what other people were doing during their AP art class, or if you're simply considering joining. And this is my personal experience. Many people either love or hate this class. Personally, I had my own share of loving and hating this class, but I do feel like it did play a pivotal role in my artistic journey by challenging me a lot. Also, to address the title and or thumbnail of this video, depending on how I edit this, yes, I did almost quit this class. And I almost quit because I was at a point in my life where I felt like my art wasn't good enough. It was probably the most hard that I had been on myself as an artist. And thankfully, the teacher that I had at the time, she was very encouraging of my work and convinced me to stay. So now I'm here, and yeah, it feels surreal that high school's gone and I'm here with all this artwork that I made. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show all of these. This isn't all of them because some of them are digital. But I will also be showing the sketchbook that I used for this class to show like all the ideas that I made. So when it comes to an AP Studio Art portfolio, you have to brainstorm. Specifically, you have to brainstorm a theme for your portfolio. And this will be the backbone of your portfolio as you go on and create your works. As for mine, my theme was overworking, but it also sort of transitioned to overachieving, so it's a mixture of both of those things, and you'll see that as I go through each of my artworks. So this, for example, this is sort of the brain map that I went by when I was jotting down my ideas. I originally wanted my theme to be based around my experiences growing up as a mixed kid, and the more I thought the more I thought about it, I didn't think that a lot of people would relate to what I had to tell because they were very specific experiences. So I just went ahead and thought about other things that I've experienced in the past, which is overworking. So yeah, that's how I chose my theme. So the thumbnails that I did for my first piece are actually in another sketchbook. I'll probably put it up here when I edit this video. But this is the completed piece right here. I remember hating this so much, and it's actually not that bad, but as you can see, the clock is not perfectly round. I did not use a stencil for this. But basically this piece, if I can remember correctly, it was about feeling like you're running out of time and that everything you do is a race. Hence like the little ribbon here that you can often see in races, and then also like the thousands of heads that are below this guy. So yeah, I think that the colors are actually pretty nice on this. This is actually, like, the color wise, this is better than my digital paintings. But yeah, on the back here it says it's titled Waiting Line. My medium was watercolor and acrylic paint, and the size of this is 10.8 inches by 13.9 inches. And the prompt for this one was repetition. So what you'll expect with APCU art is that each prompt that you will be working off of is a fundamental or technique that is essential in art, hence the prompt repetition. This one is my second piece. It's also digital. I gave the physical piece to my teacher because she loved it so much. But yeah, here's the final piece right here. And here are the thumbnails that I did for that specific piece. So I was really, let me see, what artist was I inspired by? I was inspired by what's her name? I'm gonna put it somewhere because I just really wanted to make something that was very colorful and could also like pop out and have these interesting like brush strokes going on. The final product, I look back on it, it's okay. I think the lighting on the other side of the face is actually pretty decent, but overall I think I could have done a bit better. Oh, okay, so my third piece, I actually had a lot of fun doing this one. The prompt for this was juxtaposition, which is synonymous with contrast if you don't know what that is. Um, and I played around with different compositions and I ended up going with the one with the person coming out of it because it is really cool and also has like sort of sci-fi elements, and I was really into like making creepy art, and I really wanted to get back into that, so I wanted to do that. And I have the full piece right here. Um, the face is definitely a bit off. I had just started trying to paint myself, and I had been so repulsed to painting before I even started this portfolio. I felt like I was a beginner essentially, which I was pretty much. So, yeah, just trying to figure out my own process was the most important part because I wanted to adopt academic techniques, but I hadn't trained myself before school started, and I wanted to. But I still think that there's a lot of like individual expression in this one. And when we had the public art gallery for this class at my school, a lot of people said that this is their favorite piece. So that's it for this one. What fell out of here though was the digital alteration of my first piece that I put up on my gallery because I did not want to show the original. It was so bad. Oh, there's a bunch of like anatomy sketches in here. I guess I could show that. I would do these in between classes when I wanted to just prepare for composition because I didn't know if I'd need it or not. So, just a little freaking thing. Oh! Okay, here's actually. Oh. Here's actually the original sketch for my second piece, the one with the split heads. I actually debated like submitting this because I already liked the sketch as it was, but I think it'd be regarded as incomplete, which technically it is. But I really liked the crying face. I think I did a pretty good job with that one. This one here is another favorite of mine. The prompt for this was focal point, so it's very much still in like a contrast focused unit, and I wanted to explore an overachiever's competitiveness, very much like the first piece that I did, except through the perspective of a young kid. So this was the immediate concept that I had, but I still wanted to explore different possibilities because you can't restrict yourself to one thumbnail. That's important. You need to make a budge. You need to stress your options. So, yeah, I did that, and I used a photo of myself when I was little, and that was pretty fun getting to paint little me. And I do think that the yellow splotches on this, it might not be as visible on camera, but there's like yellow splotches that I tried to do to, I don't know, vary the skin tones, but it's not bad. It's actually not a favorite of my teachers, but I like it still. I think I'd keep this one if I ever were to throw out the rest of my pieces. I think is this. I could be very wrong because my memory is very bad. I'm like looking through these in order, and I'm thinking, is this the one that goes with it? Okay, I think we figured it out. So with this next prompt, it was pose, and as you can see, I wanted to do sort of like anglerfish concept, but the thing is, the last critique that we did, there was a girl in my classroom who did an anglerfish piece, and I didn't want to seem like I was copying, because that's not fun for anybody. So I switched it up. I was inspired by another Japanese artist. I forgot the name. I'll probably find it. But there was a pin on my Pinterest that I had saved for a while for potentially using it for any kind of painting. And yeah, I have a fun time executing this. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just painting the suit. I think even though I was working with acrylic and acrylic is scary sometimes, it's just I don't know. I think I really liked how I blurred everything. So I used myself as reference. Um, the face is kind of pig-like, and I look a little bit like I have jaundice, but that's okay. That's okay. So if you can't tell, the concept of this is burnout, cause I'm dead, and there's little me's surrounding me, which is supposed to represent like the different thoughts that you're having when you are having burnout. Like part of you is panicking, others are just like, man, whatever. Um, yeah. So I think it's a very fun piece, actually. Just not a fan of the face, really. This one is supposed to be a mixed media portrait, and I wanted to explore different ways to go about this. I was originally going to include yarn, I think, and also uh, cutouts of sketches that I did of like chibi versions of myself. I don't know what was up with that, but I have the final product over here. I actually restarted this one because the original version was kind of weird. If I find the original thumbnails, I'll put it here. But yeah, it's just ugly. So I reworked it because you can do that. Don't be afraid to rework things. Uh, oh, there's a splotch over there. But yeah, that's me again, freaking out because I think I'm not enough. Um, but yeah, the head is opening because you're just um letting out all the overthinking that you're doing. I think that was the intention here. And the waves on the sweater are intentional because it's supposed to like it's aggressive. It's aggressive feelings. So yeah, that was the intention. And what's the mixed media? Um, Gouache, acrylic, and colored pencil. Yeah, that not really mixed media, but it worked somehow. Here we go. Here are the thumbnails for the one where. Ooh. So here are the thumbnails over here for the one where I was basically dying from burnout. I was very inspired by a lot of, again, Japanese artists, but also Camilla's art, because I think that her compositions are very uncanny in a very sort of whimsical way that doesn't really take itself seriously. So I really was inspired by that going into this. Self exploration through color. I did not like this piece either. I really wanted to try something that was similar to lighter compositions that I see in other artists that inspired me uh, do, but I this is the original, the final product. I don't like it. Mm. These are other sketches that I did for this one that I did not end up using. It's supposed to be future me pulling myself out of overworking, I guess. I don't know. I feel like when I paint I sort of black out, and then when I come back to it, I'm like, what was the meaning of this again? Oh, okay. So this one was actually pretty fun. Positive and negative space. I wanted to do something with what does this say? It says focusing on the people pleasing slash outside validation obsession aspect of an overachiever. I don't remember my writing being like that. I don't. I think I had a stroke reading that a little bit. But yeah, here I also explore different possibilities, and I have final product here. I think this looks more like me than the other one, where I look like I have jaundice, or the other two where I look like I have jaundice, the robot one and the one where I'm dead from burnout. Yeah. I think definitely one of the more the paintings this painting resembles me better than the others. But yeah, I use negative space with the hand to create like this sort of interesting gesture, and the stars represent like, oh, you did this, I'm so proud of you, but like feeling super tired because you can see like how I have eye bags and whatnot. So yeah, interesting piece. Didn't make it in my portfolio though. Sorry. Oh, okay. This project was just okay. I'm gonna be honest, this one was just okay. Oh, depth using 2 point perspective. That was the point. Prompt. Yeah, I wanted to try doing things that were both in the classroom and at home, but then I ended up just doing it at home because I'm more familiar with that space and can sketch it a bit better. Here's the final product here. As you can see, it's just okay. It's not that impressive. Oh, texture triad. This one's also just okay. This is the texture triad where we got to use different materials of our choice. So I used thread, colored pencil, and acrylic paint. Here's what the front looks like. I do like how the blade and the face came out, but my teacher did say that this looks very unfinished, and I agree because it kind of is actually. um, but it's sort of intentional because I really didn't want to over render this. So I forgot the meaning though. Let me see. It says the theme idea is that a lot of people who overwork themselves tend to suffer in silence, all the while piling onto their workload to chase some sort of acceptance, slash pleasure of accomplishment. This is inspired by personal experiences, feelings, as well as articles I've read. Yeah, nobody is reading that from the first glance. Moving on. What was fun about this next prompt was that our teacher was the one who got to select the material for us. And I at first was stuck with these oil paint pastels that are really old. And when I tried to use them like normal pastels, it made me grind my teeth. It was not pleasant. And when I tried drawing with them, my art looked like it was back in 5th grade. That was the test. And you can see the blending here is just nasty. Way too old. And I showed this to my teacher. I'm like, so can I get another material because this is just, I don't know how to work with this right. So I got a Trader Joe's bag. This piece is actually pretty long, but I'm gonna see if I can fit this into the frame. It's like a scroll. This is another favorite of mine. I actually liked how this turned out. But I do feel like it was pretty rushed because I did finish this 15 minutes before midnight, which I probably shouldn't have done. I really was inspired by Junji Ito by this. I love the grittiness that he tends to employ in his fully fleshed out artworks. So when I was working on this, I would go to my inspiration shelf on my dresser and look at his art book that I have. So yeah, that was sort of the inspiration for this. And she's wearing big old shoes because it's it represents the uh oh, having big shoes to fill. And then this is like the generations of people like pressuring her and to pass on the baton. This is a very literal piece if you can't tell already. Oh, I forgot to show the thumbnails. Okay, well, thumbnail because I already knew what I wanted to do. So this was the texture challenge where again my teacher gave us a random specific item for us to use for our work. And yeah, probably my best work in my whole portfolio. Oh, I completely skipped. I completely skipped over the digital ones that I printed out. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, I messed up. This is the actual pose project. This is a printed version of my digital artwork. I like this one too. It's I feel like I could see myself putting this up in my room a little bit, but not really. Mm, oh, yeah. Again, another digital edit of my first piece. And let me see if I could do side by side. I have a couple failed ones that I can show you. Working our way back down, here's the anglerfish concept that I gave up because, again, somebody else in my class did an anglerfish painting and I didn't want to seem like I was copying them. So, yeah, that was this one. I'm still gonna use this canvas. I'm gonna paint over it someday. And here's the original painted sketch for the one with the two faces. I keep forgetting the prompt, but this was the original, and I was like, that's so ugly. I'm gonna put it in digital. Here's everything, not back in order, but yeah, there we go. That's everything. So that being said, if you are considering taking AP Art, I would say I don't think there's necessarily a con that comes with this class. It's just very challenging. You're just given a prompt and you get to showcase your ideas and get critiqued. If you do, you're still only just beginning in your art journey, and that this challenge is good for you. That is just how things work when you are an artist. You have to constantly challenge yourself, regardless of how much skill you've developed over the years. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it, if you can even call it that. Thank you for watching if you have made it this far, and look forward to the high school sketchbooks tour that I will be filming very soon, because I'm very excited to talk about what I've learned over the 4 years that I have been taking art seriously. So that being said, I'll see you in the next one.